Love you, son. I want you irons.
No, 216 games we played together.
I know, mate. I know. I dragged you through them and all.
No, the Nobes. Come on, geezer. This is weird.
Didn't expect that start to be. Mate, how has this happened? Coley interviewing me.
Listen, geezer. After a stellar career, 18 years at the club, you're sitting here in your own arena. How does that feel, bro?
These things don't last a week, 2 weeks. They last for generations, and kids can come in here and, from what I said up there, it was my dream to play for West Ham, and I hope they walk off this training pitch and think I'm never going to give up on my dream. And it might not always be here, but if their dream is to play football, then they should never give up on that. And I'm at the minute, I'm proof that it can happen. You know, Coley, we've seen it with Jono and obviously Dec that have all trained and come through the academy. We've had, I think, 9 or 10 debuts this year, haven't we? From the young boys. So phenomenal achievement, and we need to keep inspiring the young kids to come through into our first team, because it does massively help. For
me, like, I was watching you the other day, and I was watching you walk out, and I was thinking, we've come a long way, man. Do you know what I mean? And that's from the bottom of my heart. Like, I really respect how you've led this team, because you've shown the values of what it is to be West Ham. And you've been doing that from a young age, and you actually know the heartbeat of this club. But when you was on that pitch at the end, I see you was getting emotional, obviously, but then you had Pep coming up to you. What did he say in your ear? That's what I want to know. I want to know what he said
Someone
in your
else
ear.
just asked me that.
Is it, yeah?
To be honest...
that was a mark of massive respect for a man like that.
Yeah, no, of course, and obviously at different levels and at a different football club, but Pep done a similar thing to what I done and played nearly all of his career at one football club. So what he said to me was, I'll never forget someone like that coming in, showing me the time and day. What I will say is that the way Manchester City were on the day, their players, their staff, their fans, they were fantastic, and class. They was class, and I do really appreciate that. But yeah, Pep giving me the time of day. I won't tell what he said. That's between me and him, because he gave me that time of day, and for someone that's and I do believe that he has had a massive impact on a lot of football clubs and a lot of managers, a lot of players in the last 10, 15 years of what he's done. So for someone like that to give me the time of day was pretty special. And like what you said before, Coley, you've been in a changing room with me, and you've been through good times and bad times with the club. Obviously scoring in a playoff final, and we spent 10 happy years together. And
no, 216 games we played together.
I know, mate. I know. I dragged you through them and all.
Are you telling me you carried me? Oh my God.
But yeah, like Coley, you know what it was like at times. It was tough, and we've always had good characters. But you saying the things you did about me, but I equally obviously want to thank you for what you've done for the football club, because that doesn't go unnoticed.
So what are your earliest memories of watching West Ham? And is it true that you used to sneak into the stadium when you were younger?
Yeah, I used to sneak in, ask for autographs, ask for shirts at Upton Park, and there was an iron gate that was quite high, raised high off the ground, and we used to play the distraction game where we'd distract the stewards and then sneak in one by one underneath, and then just go and sort of sit on the stairs or on or in a chair that wasn't took. And they were great years, Coley, walking to the ground and being a part of that, and that's why I still think for my mates, my good mates, and you know them all, that grew up with me in school and have been on this journey with me, that Shorty, Shorty, Sam, and Robert, and have never really seen West Ham without me involved. And they said the other day it's going to be so weird, like the next season when they ring me and try and get team info and who's playing, who you playing, who's playing on the left. It's going to be really strange, but as you say, you do get that love affair with the club, and that's why I'm so glad that so many of the ex-boys are back here with us now.
When these boys are coming up to the first team, what have you seen that's changed since the days you were coming through?
I think it's harder now to get into the team because we've got the financial power in football is so big. Obviously, the players from overseas coming in is happening a lot more frequent.
Yeah.
So the players that come through have to be special, and Coley, you have to, when you come over with us now, you have to be able to cope with it. I think you've seen it yourself. You only earn respect from the first team and the manager when you come over and train, and you train well, and you do things properly. But as I said there and before the speech, it's not always, for me in the academy, it's not always about football.
No.
It's about people, and it's about an ethos of how the way the kids should go about their business, the way you should talk to people, their manners on the pitch and the manners to the staff around the training ground. All that means so much to me, and I think especially with people like you here and Kev and Waldy now and Kev Keane and
Potsy.
Robbo and Potsy, who have all been at the club and know that the way it should be, and that is really keeping a strong ethos at the football club.
Because I saw some social media posts of you sweeping the changing rooms after. What made you think? Because obviously the young lads are in the game, and then they're watching this as well.
Yeah,
it comes with growth, doesn't it?
Yeah, home to me, it was about 9, 10 years ago, whenever it was, and we had an away game, and I left my ring in the change room and went back, and the change room was a total mess. So, and I actually felt shamed. I felt embarrassed.
That's unbelievable. Yeah.
So from that day on, I decided that wasn't good enough for West Ham.
Yes.
And I should take ownership of that because I'm an academy player.
Yeah.
So it gives me so much happiness when I see the under-23s captain doing it, Ben Johnson doing it, Connor Coventry doing it, and that's the way it should be. Because I haven't asked them to do that; they've done it off their own back. Because if they see someone like me doing it, that's the captain of the club and has played hundreds of games, then why shouldn't it be good enough for them?
That's sick. I love that. Do you know why? Because I didn't appreciate this until obviously after my career, and obviously I'm coaching now, and it's about the standards, isn't it? The standards is a massive thing that you got to set, and these things are probably things that you don't actually realise until you retired. But I'm glad that you noticed that whilst you're in the game.
Yeah, but Coley, for me, I've been going to stadiums all around the country, in the same stadiums, Manchester United away, Tottenham away, Chelsea away, Arsenal away, Everton away, and you see the same staff. You see the same people that work there, and you have a small affiliation with them, and I realised that when you get beat 1-0 away at Old Trafford in the last minute of the game, and their staff that have worked at Old Trafford and worked for Manchester United for 25 years, say, walk in our dressing room after, knowing that we've just had our hearts broke, and our changing room is clean and tidy and left the way it was when we turned up. They from what I've gathered, they really appreciate stuff like that, and I think every club does. So for me, that should even though I'm not in a dressing room anymore, and that should still happen.
Yeah, I understand that. Listen, we can't leave here until we've spoken about Dex. I know, look, Dex is a quality player, but how much influence have you had on his game and him as a person as well?
Look, that's not for me to say. I've always just tried to give him good advice and tried to be honest with him as a player. Look, Deck for me, as I've said a million times over, he's not just one of the best players in world football. He's a better person than he is a player. I've said this so many times now. The way he treats my kids, gives them the time of day, and the biggest respect I can give to him is that the other day after the Man City game, I had 120 guests at the game in a lounge, just all their close friends and family.
Yeah.
And he stayed. He was the last one to leave.
Yeah.
And he stayed, and I said, "Dick, you're gonna get driven mad in there, mate. Like they're gonna ask for photos or whatever." And he stayed, and he give my family the time of day. And I text his dad later that night. I said that Deck's a true credit to you and your family, because there's not many people who will do that. And he's been already in his young career. He's had the England Ireland thing that he had to deal with.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of press lately about football clubs and all that, but he just wants to play football, Cole, and as you know him as well as anyone, and for what he's done for us in the last 2 seasons has been phenomenal. Not only us, but for the national team as well. So me sitting on the sidelines now and watching from afar, I'm just really excited and proud to see what he can do in the game.
You spoke on Sunday about how you consider all West Ham fans your family. What is it that you love about West Ham fans so much?
Look, I've played hundreds and hundreds of games for the club, and home and away, we've always had an incredible support.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's tough, and they let you know it. But they're there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't give up. They don't give up coming. They still buy the season tickets every year. They still buy their away tickets every year.
They're relentless, mate. They're relentless. Don't matter where it is.
Good, bad, or the ugly, they're still there, and that's what. It's like, you know, it's, we've all got family that sometimes family you don't get on and you argue, but you're always there for each other, and that's the main thing.
All right, so we've got a few famous fans that actually have a message for you. Do you want to press play there?
Yes, my Noble, El Capitan, the Canning Town, Perlo. I want to thank you for all your years of service to West Ham. You've been an inspiration. Incredible to see you do your thing week in, week out. I'll never forget that final game at Upton Park. Your words, the way you conducted yourself, and the way you've led our club forward, it's been remarkable, brother. Anytime you want to hit the links, give me a shout, bro. Big love. So long, farewell, geez. I hope the juice was worth the squeeze.
Mark Noble, my captain. Ray Winston there.
Like, he has to say Ray Winston, I don't know who it is.
Probably more. You know, he was a role model for all us kids growing up in the East End. But now, there's a new kid on the block, and that's you, Mark Noble. What a captain. What a man. Love you, son. Come on, you Irons.
Hi Nobes, Dino here. Just want to say congratulations, mate, on an unbelievable West Ham career. Fantastic player, an even better bloke. You deserve everything that you've had in your career, pal. Testimonial, mate. That was an unbelievable experience for me, even though I was 3 stone heavier.
I know, that's what he wants to talk about.
Thanks for inviting me on that. It was one of my special memories alongside yourself. And look, retirement's not all bad, but the big question I've really got is, how have you still got that hairline? 20 years later? Mate, tell me the recipe. Have a great time, mate. All the best. See you soon.
Is that it? Oh, that was brilliant. Listen, come on, man. You got to get into the film industry. If they ask you, let's get into a film, you doing it?
Do you know what? You look at Big Tom. He's always been a big fan of mine, and had a pleasure of knowing him and spending time with him before. He's a great geezer, passionate West Ham fan, and
passionate,
loves it, which is great, and got a lot of time for Tom. And then obviously Raymondo, who's a Hollywood absolute legend and been in some of the biggest films ever made. So for him to talk about me like that is fantastic, and he even talks like a superstar.
I know, I love that voice, man.
Yeah, I know. He's incredible the way he does it, and I love Ray. He's a top bloke, and let's talk about Dino's hairline chat. Why is he coming for you for? It's just jealousy, Cole. Because in that video, obviously, the sun is coming through wherever he is. And
he's on you, isn't he?
His head is shining. But you never know. Look, held on a little bit to my hairline since I was
strong.
a young kid. So I always say it wasn't using wax. I never used any gel or wax. He must have used it and it pulled his barnet out. So, but yeah, great. Dino was such a shame what happened to Dino, because I always say when I trained with him, he was phenomenal. As a finisher and as a player, and I'm really glad to see him crack on and be happy.
Oh, wicked. Anyway, Nobes, well done. Congratulations on a stellar career as usual. And hope to see you with us, man. Doing bits. I'll talk to you afterwards.